Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is my 34th video message related to COVID-19. It's May 27th, 2020 and it's 4 p.m. According to official statistics, we have reached 9 cases in the MRC Côte de Gaspé and 182 for the whole region of Gaspésie-Île-de-la-Madeleine. Of the 182 cases, there are still 8 deaths and now 155 cured. Thus a total of about 19 active cases throughout the region. It's also fortunate that the case at CHSLD Monseigneur Ross remained a unique case and that no one else has been infected. It's a sign that if you always take the necessary precautions, the virus does not spread. So it's important to respect all directives at all times. It's the only way to win the fight. For today, let's talk about tourism. I was able to talk this morning to the Minister of Tourism, who has just announced the first phase of her plan to reopen the industry. So we now have some preliminary indications, but it's far from a complete plan. Therefore, for June 1st, seasonal and day-to-day campsites will be able to open, but the toilet blocks will be reserved for people in tents or people who do not have toilets in their equipment. Marinas and pourvoiries, so fishing and hunting outfitters, will be able to open. In the case of cottages, dormitories, or hostels, they can only open if they have private bathrooms. If they are living rooms or communal dining rooms, this will not be possible. We still have no idea when the dining rooms will open for restaurants. The Minister of Tourism and Public Health strongly recommend that travelers stop as little as possible on their journey when they travel. They also recommend promoting intra-regional tourism. So for the Gaspésians, visit the Gaspésie ideally. Tomorrow, I have a series of virtual meetings on tourism issues, and we will have to decide locally what we will be able to do to offer a minimum of services to the tourist clients and to our citizens who use our tourist infrastructures. For example, will we have to open rest areas or other sanitary facilities in our beaches, on Berceau du Canada or elsewhere? And if so, what will be the processes? We don't have any answer to our questions about that, and it's really becoming a priority to know what we can and what we cannot do for this summer. So we'll probably come back to you next week with a follow-up on these issues and the decisions that we can make about that. Now for the Parc Faria, for Faria National Park. Since it's federal, it's independent of the plan announced by Quebec today. So for Faria, the first phase of the confinement plan is planned for the June 1st, with the reopening of roads, several trails, dry toilets, green spaces, beaches, and the Grande Grève Wharf. The campsite will not be open until June 21st in the Faria National Park, or perhaps even later. The decision has not been yet made for the campsites. It's the same situation for the interpretation sites or other places where there is human contact. More will be known later in June, always for the national park. In closing, I just want to tell you that there is no shortage of issues now. There were problems at the skate park where the rules were not being followed by youth. We have to find an effective and efficient formula to make it go well with civility and respect of the rules. In addition, our teams continue to work with our committees and volunteers to try to reopen libraries. But it's not obvious with the heaviness of the processes that are imposed. We also stay in touch with the volunteer organizations that manage the day camps to try to make these services work for families as best as possible this summer. But again, with the processes in place and the shortage of monitors, it's not easy. Moreover, organizations always recruit monitors via the email address loisir, LOISIRS @ville.gaspé.qc.ca. The number of monitors is the key element that will determine if the level of services offered to families. Also, constructions of the airport will resume as planned on the next week. Air Canada, however, has informed us that they will not return to Gaspé until September, but that they will still go to the Magdalene Islands from July. So for this summer, apart from the paving period on the runway, we have resumed the contact with other carriers to offer a minimum air service for our citizens, businesses, visitors, and health service. So there is also the notion of gatherings that change all the time. It's getting hard to keep up, but if you have any doubts about the gathering you plan, the phone number 1-877-644-4545 is still there for you. In conclusion, we see more and more masks in the public space. I also wear mine. So thank you for continuing to respect the basic rules, the 2 meters, the mask, the frequent washing of hands, no hands in the face, etc. It's your civic duty. Every person has to do their part. So be careful. It's important. Thank you again to all the essential service workers, and to everybody, I say big thank you. It's going to be fine.